The management at the Ekapa mine says that the mud rush that trapped 5 miners in Tunnel 6 on Tuesday was a surprise, as steps had been taken to reduce risks underground. Specialist proto teams from the mine's rescue service have now been brought in to help. The 5 miners have been trapped for more than 30 hours. Our business reporter Ntokozo Kumalo is at the Joint Shaft mine in Kimberley with the latest. Ntokozo, good afternoon to you. Time is ticking here. Do you have any details on the condition of the miners?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Well, all we know right now is that those 5 miners were contractors here, so they were not full-time employees. 3 of them being white males, 1 colored and 1 black. That's as far as the details go, as the company itself has not been able to reach them to at least test proof of life that they are still alive as those rescue efforts continue. But I did speak to the general manager here that is who was just attending to some of the issues and crises, and we've been trying to hear from them since the morning, and they did let us know that they would be providing updates every morning as they continue to drill. A very complicated process, as he explained to us, but let's hear what Howard Mustine had to say, who is the general manager here, in terms of the status of the rescue mission that they currently undergoing.
Where we stand, we still have 5 people unaccounted for. We have a fair idea of where they are. We have tried to determine proof of life, and we are not there at the moment yet, but we are still hopeful that they are alive at the moment. All rescue efforts are ongoing with various proto teams from mine rescue services, and we're doing everything that we can to make contact with the individuals. And ongoing rescue efforts are extremely difficult at this stage. Still have a lot of water coming at us, so we are pumping and putting in additional pumping. So at the moment, a multi-pronged approach to try and make contact. So that's what we're trying to do at the moment. We don't have any communication with them. We have tried various attempts to try and do that. Unfortunately, at this stage, we haven't had any response, but we are trying to make communication.
So remember, Stephen, those 5 then mine workers trapped in Tunnel 6. So that shows just how deep they are, close to 1 kilometer deep, which is why then Howard says it's quite a complicated process to get to them. If we bear in mind that this is one of the biggest diamond miners in Kimberley, after having taken over the assets of Petra Diamonds as well as De Beers, has been mining in the community since 2001, and really their business is rehabilitating those old mines, and through their studies they still have about 14 million carats of reserves, meaning that they were hoping that this mine, or they still have plans for longevity of this mine and profitability. But the mine was hit, of course, by financial pressure on the back of diamond prices falling, and it's experienced issues around labor issues and the workers striking here. So some of the issues that they faced really been largely around labor issues because of proposed pay cuts. The last such mud rush that they experienced was back in 2022. There were no fatalities then. They do say that it wasn't quite to the extent that it is now, where it's 5 workers that are trapped. But Howard also telling us that the reason this came as a surprise to them is because they have been doing some work to ensure that they avoid this risk as much as possible, investing into ensuring that the environmental fund just over 300 million rand to deal with some of these issues. But I did ask him to just explain what a mud rush process or a mud rush is, and how it impacts the mine and gets the miners trapped in there, and the sort of work that they still need to then do to try and recover those mine workers as the clock continues to tick. if we remember the Chile incidents, it was a lot of days that those miners were able to survive, over 60 days. But it is really, based on a lot of factors, including whether they can get enough air and ventilation, and whether the water is not then flooding them in, being some of the issues that would impact how long those miners can survive. But let's hear how Howard then explained what exactly a mud rush is, Stephen.
Mud rushes are quite technical, but really you need water, mud-forming material, a disturbance, which is mining, and then an opening for it to come through. Because we're mining such old mines with a lot of historical stuff above us, we do have a history of mud rushes, but a lot of effort has gone in to mitigate those rushes. And the primary thing is to eliminate the water. If you eliminate the water, you remove the risk. So mud rush happens when the water and mud forms together and then comes out unexpectedly. And it is one of those issues that we've been aware of for a significant amount of time, and we've put a lot of effort and things in place to mitigate the risks. And we were actually in the view that we've done an extremely good job. So this one comes as a very difficult time at the moment.